fact that the housing committee coordinator that we were utilizing to provide this service to the community will no longer be with us after May 13th. And I wanted to bring to mind to the board that, you know, this was something that we got into several years ago because of the conditions we were seeing and was being brought to our attention by the county. Our elderly, disabled, and even homes of children whose parents were in a low-income situation. They were in disrepair and unlivable to some extent, and even unsafe for our public workers, mainly Department of Social Services, to go into. And we made a conscientious decision to designate a housing committee consisting of volunteers from churches and various businesses, whatever, to take a look at this. And this committee formed and identified properties and residences that needed assistance in order to keep residents and citizens in their homes. And we tasked the Department of Social Services, Colleen, with this task because we had the authority under the general statute. And since that time, the Housing Committee has operated off of volunteer donations, volunteer services. And we were privy to get an AmeriCorps Vista volunteer to act as our housing coordinator. In other words, the one that goes out and do the arms and legs work of bringing all this together, getting materials together, interviewing the recipients who need home repair. And it's been very critical. There's been a lot of good that's come out of this. There's some statistics out that says that we repaired 22 homes, 42 lives in the county has been affected. As far as material, we have a value of over $18,422 of materials that's been donated, and 785 man hours time has been expended. And we've done all this without the county having to put in any funds. And I think that's commendable. But we're at a point now where we are losing the housing coordinator. And if we lose the housing coordinator, the housing committee is basically going to be dysfunctional. So we're bringing it to the board. We're trying to make the board aware that this is something the county needs. There's some ways we can act on this, and Colleen is going to follow up with that. But I'd also like for the board to look at this as something that's possibly saved the county money as well, because many of those elderly whose homes were not repaired, the floors, the porches, whatever, they would be in nursing homes. They would be in situations where we would have to put up more money for Medicare and that type of thing. Some of them the properties have been increased, and through the housing committee we received taxes and even put the house into a higher value status. So we are looking at options of what can we do after May the 13th. We've got projects on the table that needs to be finished. Chris, very capable and I might add, a godsend as far as I'm concerned, has undertaken a number of projects that he's in the midst of, but he's going to need more time than May 13th to complete them. But after May 13th, we also need to look at what can we do to keep a housing coordinator type figure into this mix so that we can move forward and continue to provide this service. And with having said that, I mean, if you keep that in mind, Colleen, if you would, what are some of the options that we have right now in order to move forward and continue to serve the county with the service that the housing committee is currently doing.
Well, if I could just first say that the letter that came with the packet this month outlined one strategy that the housing committee had discussed and requested that I look into. And I think that you would agree that it's, since I've had additional information provided to me by the state office through our budget representatives, it really is not feasible. It ends up costing the county more running it through my agency than it would as a county employee as opposed to social services because of its overhead. There, in fact, are not state and federal administrative dollars available through the social services funding streams because, frankly, we're spending all of the state and federal money that we get for our service programs. Initially, I was told that I could run it through as an administrative position. Then I was contacted again and told that that was not appropriate because we wouldn't want to charge this position against the public assistance programs because it doesn't meet those criteria. So where we initially had hoped that there would be state DSS and federal funds available to support this, that's not going to be the case. And again, even if the county said, okay, we'll have a position and we'll let you supervise it at DSS, we still would lose revenue through the overhead process. We would draw down overhead, which would affect the allocations that we get. But we do, as a county, need to consider the future of this project. And I sat and listened earlier to the ordinance for the dilapidated homes or condemned homes and raised the concern about occupied dwellings. We don't want that to become an unfortunate byproduct of this, but these are the people that we're talking about. These are the very people that we've been trying to serve through this housing committee for the last 3 years. And I see us moving forward in the right direction with that ordinance because these structures are unsafe. They do need to be addressed. And not always through condemnation and destruction, perhaps through assistance in repair and making them sound and viable dwellings for our residents who choose to remain in their homes. A county position could be offset through some grant funding. We worked with the Albemarle Commission on a small home repair project for the Home Community Care Block Grant. There's an opportunity to pull some administrative funds through that project. It's not much. It's certainly not going to cover half of this position as we were striving to cover. But there are likely other grants. I know that about 2 years ago we had an opportunity to apply for a housing finance agency urgent home repair program that had an administrative allowance in that grant that could support a position such as this. And we're not asking for you to decide on a position today, obviously. What we're asking for you today is to be open to the concept, to recognize its value, to lend your support to the housing committee to explore possibilities for such a position in the county that would support not just the housing committee's initiatives, but some of the other initiatives that you as a board of